Ladies and gentlemen, children of the interwebs out there, Sebastion Envi, strong style cinephile, reigning, defending SCW Cruiserweight Champion, of course. Still with this arrangement, because we're still working on some Warhammer 40k mini building as I build my Astra Militarum army. Gonna do some priming on those, then paint them, then dress up the bases, I think. Having some fun with this thus far, and really looking forward to getting more models, building up my army, getting to actually play some games, and really delving into this gaming hobby that I put off for years upon years upon years. But now, focus on some stuff that I like, that I want to get into. Another thing I want to get into is James Gunn. He offered a plethora of updates on where things stand with his DCU and some of the plans that they have. Now, let's geek about it for a few minutes. Now, the big thing out the gate was the plan. The plan is to have yearly 2 live-action movies, 1 animated movie, 2 live-action shows, and 2 animated series. And I made the comment that on like Facebook or something like that, that was like a lofty goal. And somebody said that they broke down like the averages of what it would be like every couple of months and this and that. But I'm like, still, that's a lot of projects like to be trying to put in the hopper and develop and do well like a year. That's a lot. We've seen it happen where with Marvel and DC and the previously, aforementioned Snyderverse and that crap, how they just threw like this whole plan of stuff they were going to do. And of course it didn't happen. And of course James Gunn did also admit to trolling you fucking Snyder Riders out there, which is hilarious, but we'll get to that shortly. But he has a 6-year plan that's going to culminate in a Justice League related type film. So he said that he wants it to be sort of like this end game sort of slow build, which is what they should have done with the Snyderverse shit instead of trying to rabbit fuck the Justice League off top, because the only thing that they were seeing was the Avengers billions and not the development of the previous 10 years damn near leading up to that. James Gunn has been there, seen Marvel do it, so I think that kind of lends itself to him having a better handle, better expertise, better experience on actually making this happen. So we'll see what happens and how things go. As far as some of the animated stuff off top, we're getting a Starfire sort of origin story where we see where she's just leaving her homeworld and she's going off space hopping and having adventures. She's going to meet Crush, amongst others. We know Crush is like Lobo's daughter. So it'll be interesting to kind of see how that goes, see how the art style for that show is going to be. We have My Adventures with the Green Lantern, which is going to have Jessica Cruz in high school when she gets the Green Lantern ring. And yes, the EP has confirmed that My Adventures with the Green Lantern takes place in the same universe as My Adventures with Superman. So I expect they will cross over at some point in time. So we have an Adventures verse going, a My Adventures verse building. Be interesting to see if they get a 3rd series out and just kind of what happens with that. And then we get DC Superpowers that has a principal Martian Manhunter overseeing like a high schoolish sort of setting that has Lightning, Flash, Green Lantern, Plastic Man, Aquagirl, and Terra trying to level up their powers and abilities. I'm assuming it's going to be some sort of more comedic, family, young kid type of thing. You need those kind of shows to kind of just start, getting kids into this kind of stuff early on, and then you hope that sticks, and then it sticks with them as they get older, and that's how you mold the next generation of fans. So I'm fine with that. I don't know if it'd be something that I would watch, but hey, if it's for kids and gets them into it, more power to them. Gave updates on Swamp Thing, where James Mangold is busy with other projects. We hadn't exactly been able to develop it. A Penguin Season 2. They're looking for the story of that, if they even want to do it. And recent comments by Colin Farrell show he's kind of hesitant about it. And I'm like, just because the first season was successful, does that mean we need more of it? Will it just water it down? Is the story going to be significant enough as you carry it forward? I don't know. And if that's, I don't know. I don't know if the juice is worth the squeeze for a Penguin Season 2. I know everybody's saying that now. They're like, oh my God, it was so good. We need more. But it's like, really, in your heart of hearts, do you think we need more? Do you think they can deliver something good if they run it back? I don't know. You have some shows that are in limbo. Waller doesn't have a good script. Booster Gold doesn't have a good script. Authority doesn't have a good script. And James Gunn has said that he's not going to push anything forward unless it has a good script. He's like, is he going to stick to this? Remains to be seen. But thus far, it seems like that's what he's doing. The reason why apparently we're getting a Clayface solo movie, which is still kind of odd, is because a script was generated and it's good enough to pass muster. So that's why like it's kind of jumping the line in front of some of these other projects that don't have good scripts. Apparently, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, is halfway into filming and stuff. So be anxious to see some updates on that as they come. And there's rumors of a Sergeant Rock film that Daniel Craig was attached to, and then he wasn't attached to because of scheduling, but then he was never really officially attached to in the first place. So that's the whole thing about these like rumors and websites and stuff and just social media and people just trying to be first and with exclusives and yada yada yada. So they just throw shit out there at half the time and easily and usually is debunked. It's just motherfuckers need the clicks and the impressions and the engagement. So they just throw shit out there and like there's a few that superherohype.com, because that's kind of devolved into the site that just is like such and such is rumored to be in the running for Cyclops or Storm, or my second cousin twice removed is probably I could tell him is in the room, like rumored to be possibly in the running for reading for like, and they would post that shit because that's just where they are now. That's why I make no bones about not being somebody who's going to sit here and break news or anything like that. Once it's reported, like, and corroborated, I'll talk about it, but I'm not trying to be like a scoop artist or something like that, or like I said, somebody just like out there just clickbaiting for clicks and engagement and impressions and all that type of shit that people are doing. It's stupid. But yeah, a lot of updates from James Gunn. He's willing. I like that he's willing to reshape his and kind of shake up his slate that he put out in the first place, because things are changing with the whole Gods and Monsters, layout that he gave us for his DCU and how it's going to start. I'm interested in an Authority project. Booster Gold, not so much. Waller, hell no. Like, do we need? I mean, Viola Davis is great as Waller. Do we need a Waller solo series? No. I would argue that we do not, in any way, shape, or form. But I mean, remains to be seen how it all plays out. Like I said, that's a lofty plan for this yearly plan of 2 live actions, 1 animated, 2 live action shows, 2 animated shows a year. I mean, granted, I'm assuming this is not like new stuff. This would be like, just continual seasons of said shows. I don't know. Paradise Lost was supposed to be like a Themyscira sort of prequel type thing. That's apparently in limbo as well. Again, script. So I like that he's apparently sticking to his guns, and ain't shit gonna move forward if you don't have a good script. I like that. Another thing I liked is that James Gunn posed in a picture with Zack Snyder. They were at some event together. They were like, hey, let's take this picture together and post it on the internet. And it said in comments that they both knew what they were doing. As soon as they posted that shit, you had people on TikTok and stuff, and there's one dude I commented on. I need to circle back to that dude, who was just professing how something, he didn't know what it was, but something big, something just like magnificent and enormous was going to come out of some announcement that the trades were like, working on. It was a it was a privately held like DC related event, and that some big news was going to come out of it, some big project type shit. And he was hyping up the fact that James Gunn and Zack Snyder posed in a fucking picture together, and they did it just to troll motherfuckers like that. That is hilarious, because they knew Snyder Riders would be doing what they did and just having, fits and posting videos like this that, Zack Snyder's back, and, revisiting the whole, finish the Snyderverse, restore the Snyderverse, sell the Snyderverse to the rights to the Snyderverse to Netflix, which is some of the dumbest shit that I've ever heard people utter in my life. But then again, the last couple of years, we've seen some people say some dumb shit because, man, people these days are dumb. Just loud and dumb and wrong. But, yeah, that shit was straight comedy. They knew they were trolling y'all, and y'all fell for it. And that's hilarious. And y'all deserve it. But, anyway, a lot of stuff from James Gunn. Good updates. Like how he's transparent, and like how, like I said, he's like sticking to his guns about, hey, if the script ain't there, we ain't making it. Cool. Stick to that. And let's get some good quality shit going forward. Still kind of like, we're all still hesitant, holding our breath, kind of see how Superman is going to turn out. I'm, of course, again, mostly in it for Mr. Terrific and Hawkgirl, because I want to see how they turn out. And then Green Lantern, and then Superman somewhere down there, whatever. Superman movie, I gotta take it. But anyway, those are some of my thoughts on all those things, scattered as they often and always seem to be. What do you guys out there think? Let me know in the comments below. Follow me on social media. Talk to me there. Talk to me here. So next time, of course, and always, fuck Nazis and fuck Nazi sympathizers. And let us geek.